Hello everybody, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about repetition. Repetition gives the computer the ability to perform some tasks over and over again. It does it perfectly, flawlessly, without getting tired, unlike us humans, and so this is a tremendous advantage to be able to do something repeatedly. There are two basic types of loops. A loop is a statement that allows you to do something over and over again. We've already seen the for statement, and today we're going to be talking about the while statement. So the syntax of the while statement, which in fact we have discussed in class, looks like this. You say while, and you provide a Boolean expression, something that is true or false, and a colon, and then you have a series of statements here. This is called the while suite, or at least we will call it the while suite. The statements in here will be done repeatedly while this condition is true. And the way that the computer works is it starts, of course, at line 1. Hello, and welcome to line 1. It then moves to here, and it checks the Boolean expression immediately. If it is true, it does this statement, then this statement, then this statement, all the indented statements. At the end of the indented statement, it loops, it goes back to the while line and evaluates the Boolean expression again. If it's true, it repeatedly goes to this statement, and this statement, and this statement, and then it goes back to the top. This may sound boring to you, because I'm about to say this for the third time, but remember, the computer never gets tired, so the computer will gladly do this all day. Let's give an example. I'm going to comment this out here and start right here. I'm going to define a variable. We'll call it count. And I'm going to initialize it to 0. And then I'm going to say the following. While count is less than or equal to 10, I'm going to print out count, and I'm going to do something tricky here. I'm also going to say end equals, and provide a space here. This means that when I print out the number, instead of going to the new line in the shell, it's actually just going to print out the number followed by a space. The upshot of this is all of the numbers are going to appear on one line. And don't panic if you don't understand what I just said. A demonstration will remove all doubts. Now, it's very important at this point that I add 1 to count, because if I don't, I will have what's called an infinite loop. So let's see how this is going to work. In fact, I'm having second thoughts about 10. 10 is rather a large number. So in fact, I'm going to go up to 3. And sorry about that. I'm having technical issues with my monitor. I'm going to start at 1. So here's what happens. The computer sets count to 1. So you have now a variable with a value 1. Comes to the while and says, while count is less than or equal to 3, do the indented things. So it first checks and asks, is 1 less than or equal to 3? Indeed it is. So it will print out 1 followed by a space. Again, this little bit here at the end means it's not going to print out 1 followed by a new line character, and so consequently the numbers will appear on the same line. It then takes count. Remember, count had the value 1, because that's what we put into here, and it increments it, adds 1 to it. Count is now 2. That's the end of the while suite. So it loops. It goes back to here. You can imagine that what I've just highlighted here represents the statement that's about to be executed, and asks, is 2 less than or equal to 3? Why, yes, it is. So it prints out 2 on the same line, adds 1 to count, so now count is 3. It's the end of the while suite, so it goes back and asks, is 3 less than or equal to 3? It still is. So it prints out 3, adds 1 to count, now count is 4. And it comes up to here and asks, is 4 less than or equal to 3? Not in the universe that I'm from. And so this is now the Boolean expression, count less than or equal to 3. Remember, the Boolean expression is the thing inside the while statement, inside the parentheses. That's false. And so it falls out of the loop and goes to here. Now, what are we going to do here? Oh, let's just say print, I am done. Phew, because that was hard work, maybe. So I'm going to click on this. We'll run the program, and we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. Oh no, I made a mistake. The mistake is corrected. Now we can enjoy the fruits of our labor. Notice it prints out 1, 2, 3, I am done. Whew. Now it prints this all on one line, which is sort of annoying. The reason it did this is because after it printed out the last number, the 3, it still just printed out a space. I would like it to print a new line character right here. Now I could do this by just saying print and giving it nothing at all to print. Because if it does this, it'll automatically print a new line character. So here's our output now. 1, 2, 3, I am done, Hugh. But there's a trickier way to do this. A new line character has the symbol \n. Why \n? The reason for that is lost in the mists of time. But that when the computer sees \n, wherever it's printing, down here in the shell, it says, oh, I need to go to a new line. So it will print out the 1, the 2, and then the 3, all in one line. After it prints out the 3, it prints a space. But then when it comes down to here, it immediately jumps to the beginning of the next line. So we don't need 2 print statements anymore. We just need 1. Let's take a look at it now. There's our loop. I am done. And you know what? I am done as well. That's the end of this first video.